Hello and welcome to your Grow Groups this week. My name is Jessica Sachs. I'm the Director of Grow Groups, and it is so good to gather with you all here today. Take some time to check in with one another, pray for each other, see what's going on in one another's lives, and then we'll jump into these conversations as we're talking about abundant life and living full to the brim. Today, I'm joined by our Welcome and Connections Coordinator, Molly Budzinski. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing great. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Yes. The biggest thing I wanted to accomplish today. Well, we're so glad that you're here and on board and introducing you to our Grow Groups in a fun way and get to know a new side of you. So, First fun question. What is the best thing you've ever smelled?
Probably cinnamon rolls in the oven. It's just the smell of them when you're having like a tough day and knowing that the warm cinnamony goodness is waiting for you is beautiful.
So good. Do you like the almost the kind of crispy ones or like a little bit doughy?
I like doughy ones.
Yeah, me too. That's my snow day tradition. So I've had like a lot of cinnamon rolls this year. Yeah,
Yes.
that's incredible. Do you make them from scratch?
I have before. Typically, no.
That's fair.
But I do have a monkey bread cinnamon roll style I do with the canned ones that make them extra good.
That's fair. The canned ones need a little bit of help, but they can get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible. I think one of my favorite smells is like lavender.
That's a good one.
It's just so calming. It feels so natural, but I want to grow it so bad, but I have not successfully done so yet. So I would just love to have that.
And there's a reason lavender is part of the like aromatherapy thing. It's a good smell and
It does its job.
it does its job.
It's incredible. That's so good. So today we're talking about these brazen acts of beauty. And so I'm curious, how do you define beauty?
Well, I mean, the cliche answer is like beauty's in the eye of the beholder, right? Like everyone's beautiful if you take the opportunity to look and find it. And I do truly believe that. But to truly define beauty, I would say Ryan Reynolds.
He's stunning.
Right. And I mean, and it's not just the looks. There's so many avenues and aspects that make him more beautiful.
Yeah, I think especially with people, personalities really matter to me, right? Like he's hilarious. Like if you're not funny, that's going to hurt it a little bit. He seems like a good guy. I think. He seems really intelligent.
I mean, to score Blake Lively as a wife, I think you have to be.
He must be a pretty tolerable human being. Bare minimum. I love it. I would say I don't have like a checklist, right? Especially like of people attractiveness. But yeah, I think a lot of it comes down to like how people treat people.
1,000%.
Yeah, that changes it for me a lot. What kind of beauty do you see in nature?
My favorite, so I moved to Maryland and got the opportunity to see the ocean for the first time. This Midwest girl, right? Never saw the ocean. And so like seeing it for the first time was like awestruck of beauty and God, it was a very spiritual moment for me and enveloped by the beauty of, and there were dolphins in it at the time. So I mean, to add that level to it was gorgeous.
Yeah, talk about like expansive, right? And overflowing, like that was, good job. Just very fit into the theme. I love seeing growth. I think that's why I've become obsessed with plants. And I love seeing, like this morning, there were some new leaves unfurling on my jade plant. And my little Chinese money tree just unfurled another one. And it's just like...
That's beautiful.
They all look, some of them look a little bit funny. I've got one named Pickles because it's got some weird bends to it. But seeing it grow, I'm like... my guy.
I just recently got a succulent called Daydream with like little purple leaves on it, so I'm excited to see exactly that happen.
Yeah, it's an incredible act of beauty. And you're like, oh, God, look at the things you can do. So Mary leaned into this idea of using beauty in new ways. So I'm curious, what are some real-life examples of beauty as resistance, worship, or as an act of love?
I mean, I feel as though I can encompass all three of them. I had a student, because I used to do youth and children's ministry, who was high-functioning autistic. And the first Sunday I met her, she was very closed off, very scared. And having experienced that in my own family, I attempted to adapt how we did youth group to fit kind of her level of understanding. And so to watch her grow in faith and grow in excitement for the church, and then to see her all the way to getting baptized. I mean, I feel as though it fits all three.
Yeah. It's so beautiful, like showing up authentically.
Yes.
Yeah. God made us beautiful, right? Like,
exactly.
We might as well leave
And so just watching her grow and develop, it was beautiful in both, and like resisting the typical ways we do service and youth group. And I mean, her growing in worship and just the beauty of all and her love for God growing.
Absolutely. And your all's act of love of making that effort to change things and to embrace new ways of experiencing God and worshiping together. Yes. That's incredible. It's beautiful. I love it. I've always, I don't know if tomgirl's quite the right answer, but I've never like been into like makeup. I'm not the girl who's planned my wedding since I was a child. Like I've never been that person. So my goal was always to show up as authentically as possible for my students, and to see them come in like 6th, 7th grade wearing, you know, a ton of makeup and all the clothes, and seeing them learn to find their authentic beauty and show up as they are and what makes them feel comfortable and not trying to impress anybody was always my favorite, like, yes, embrace who God made you to be.
That is awesome.
That was my favorite, like, subtle resistance, sisters. Yeah. And brothers, honestly, boys too. Boys get like, have just as many norms forced on them, things that they have to show up in. And so seeing them just be like themselves.
That is awesome.
That is resistance. That is worship and love. And that's so cool.
That is beautiful.
It is beautiful. Well, thank you for sharing this with us today, Molly. You have such a beautiful soul. It was so good to have you here sharing that. We're praying for the conversations in your group this week. Let us know if you have any questions. If you have any insights or ideas about beauty, we'd love to hear them. And reach out to Molly. If you ever want to say hi, she's here to get you connected and feel welcome. So blessings on your week, and we'll continue this conversation next week.